loyal moves, man. Loyal moves. Let's get it going. I want to see what he say about her. What he say about her?
I have an itch in my throat that I cannot scratch, or can I? Claritin liquid is powerful allergy relief and an instantly soothing liquid.
Not only is it good for itchy throats, but it also relieves sneezing, runny nose, itchy.
His baby mama Jasmine Marie speaks out after it came out that he's the father of her child. According to her, she's receiving a lot of backlash. Here's what she had to say.
I just want to say the amount of girls that are in my comments that are not girls and are just haters, y'all are like truly weird and need help. You're not going to get picked. And you're hating on a baddie for no reason. But to the girls who are girls who have women's back before a man and aren't male-centered, I love y'all.
You were blessed enough to get around other folks, running up. You met your baby daddy, which is another big streamer, YouTuber, pranked them, baby. Got around another, you know what I'm saying? You got an OC baby daddy, one of the list on it. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Duke Dennis. And you say your fans, right?
No,
you say your fans?
I mean, I don't be just name dropping them, but
okay.
whatever.
But okay, my bad. I don't know what you said.
That's okay.
But yeah, like shout out to that.
Phantom had the whole internet worried after these screenshots from his Snapchat showed him hinting that he possibly got kicked out of A&P.
I'm gonna keep shit short, bro. People were saying, yo, Phantom got kicked out of A&P. You know what I mean? That's all I'm gonna say, bro. I built this shit brick by brick, bro. I could never get kicked out. I could never get kicked out, Lord. Respectfully, though, you alright?
Krishan was asked to prom by Funny Marco. Here's her response.
Krishan, what are you doing?
He was nothing, Marco.
Look, okay, so are you busy right now?
No. What's up, Marco?
Okay, so I got a question.
Trying to get Krishan, huh?
Okay, look, all right. Okay, so it's a prom coming up, right? Why are you laughing?
Because.
Can you go to prom with me? Funny Mike prom?
Yeah, I go with you.
No, you promise?
I go. You funny as shit, of course.
No,
I have a good time.
only because I'm funny.
What?
No. Okay.
Marco trying to get Krishan.
But hey, listen. I ain't gonna lie, like he was banned at first, but if he's going with you, he's got a green light. Like if that's between me and him.
Some good time when we get there, we gotta be a real couple. That's the thing. I'm not like you know. Okay. All right. He's trying to get you for shot. All right, tell him. All right, look.
Hey Marco, you can't fuck this up for you. I can see it now. Funny Marco and Krishan. So it's official. Before I announce this, is it official? You and him.
That's great.
India Love responded after Duke Dennis said that he received several phone calls after this clip of him hugging India Love. He also expressed that he decided to take a step back from pursuing India Love. Here's what he had to say, and then India Love responds.
To be honest, Duke not stepping, so like I go for who step. Moo know how to step. I don't think Moo know how to. Moo doesn't know what. He doesn't know how to do that. He don't know how to step. He's falling.
Listen though, it's not that, you know what I'm saying, I don't know how to step or I wasn't, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, I'm not really fond of, you know what I'm saying,
Hello.
tug of war.
What's going on? Make sure
You
y'all
feel me?
subscribe.
You know what I'm saying?
Right now,
Like,
y'all doing
at first, I
tonight.
wasn't even seeing all the clips, but then I woke up one morning and I seen all the clips. I went down a little rabbit hole and I discovered that it was a whole bunch of tug of war. So I let go of the rope. You know what I'm saying? Listen, bro. I let go of the rope and you know, you feel me? So that's really all it was. You know what I'm saying? So that's why it was the lack of, you know what I'm saying, stepping. Cause it's like, bro, you feel me? Now the chat and anybody watching this right now, the issue isn't that I don't know how to step. You know what I'm saying? Because as y'all can see from the first 2 days, the first two interactions, you know what I'm saying? The first two interactions, y'all seen where like my stepping led to. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all seen where like when you feel me? So like only when I let go of the rope was it, you know what I'm saying?
Y'all know I miss Mr. Dennis, but y'all know. Y'all know. What do you mean? You can't just say that without saying that. Of course, I miss Duke, but I will be seeing him at the pool party. Like, y'all know that. Pool party?
Hold on, man.
Nice. I'm going to show up. I'm going to show up. Okay. And show up. So you got invited to this pool party. Yes, I did.
How y'all doing tonight? We do this. Loyal Moves.
You
How
look
you
like you're
doing?
excited to come.
Hey, make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. And like,
But don't you like got
it's like it's
prom
free as
coming
shit.
up? Yeah, I got prom coming up. What I mean? Like the pool party invitation came before prom, and then I got asked to prom. Cause you gotta break it down to me, cause I'm trying to. So pool party first, AMP pool party be there, where me and Mr. Dennis will be there live back. All right.
Yeah, like I'm gonna say that I feel like Duke is more of your style. But Moo he's a charmer. He's really in his emotions. I like niggas and they let out their emotions. I feel like Duke is gonna always keep repeating no matter what. But sometimes I like a nigga that can kind of show a little emotion, so I'm kind of stuck between the two. That's a good, valid little statement right there.
Kaisenet was called out by Natalie Nunn. She claimed that she was upset that Kaisenet DM'd her about collabing with her baddie show, but instead he chose to ghost her and do Streaming University instead.
I feel like, Kai, I don't even know you. I've never met you a day in my life. You have spoke about me on your streams. You have posted things, I don't know. And you, like, it's weird. Like, you DM'd me. I don't DM, like, I don't have to DM people. I don't really even know, like, what's going on. Like, you DM'd me asking how we can collab back in February. I told you multiple things that we can do. You then did a whole streaming university, but because I'm caught up in the baddie university world, teaching these bitches to be bad bitches, get money, I feel like you just kind of like are playing, like you playing with the baddies.
Hello.
I have one stream where one of your boys, I don't know their names, I love them all, no shade, but he was like, pose for me, ask that, and you were like, what the fuck was that? You know what it is. If you're a streamer, you know. My song was #1 on TikTok. Like, you just keep kind of playing with me and the back.
She be killing me in my brain. It's her voice. I had a girl that used to talk like that. And she used to be bugging. Yeah, man, stop. Hey, you talk like this, man. You from fucking Hagerstown. Come on, man. What the fuck is you doing? That's that fake New York swag shit. New Jersey, New York.
She mad because he hit her up. Yeah, he just was like,
She gotta be from New Jersey somewhere.
He didn't want to do nothing with it. He changed his mind and did his own shit.
Yeah, she gotta be from New Jersey. She petty as shit.
Baddies but again, let's get back to the DMs in February when we were filming Baddies Gone Wild, and you kept DMing me saying you wanted to do something with the baddies and da da da, and then you go around me. You go around me, and I will post the DMs, and you're reading my DMs to you right now. I'm not a little girl. I'm a boss. I'm really the boss. So I feel some type of way that you.
Bitch, you know why?
Nobody know her. She like Erica Badu status.
Right.
Keep on doing like weird little kitty shit.
Like she like TLC status. Like she like Mary J. Blige status.
I'm not a kid. I'm grown. I'm a boss. Again, the creator of Baddies. A streaming show. It's a streaming network. And you just, I don't know. So it's like, stop DMing me asking what we can do with the baddies and da 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 da. Me and my baddies, again, I just feel.
Natalie. God damn. Shit. She irritating the shit. Like, hey, you'll be like, God damn, shut up. Sit down in the car. Get out my ear, bitch. Get out. Calm down. She, what, damn. Like, how old is she? Hyper as shit.
50. So I don't know.
She hyper as a motherfucker. Like,
you kept DMing me saying you wanted to do something with the baddies and da da da, and then you go around me. You go around me, and I will post the DMs, and you're reading my DMs to you right now. I'm not a little girl. I'm a boss. I'm really the boss. So I feel some type of way that you keep on doing like weird little kitty shit. I'm not a kid. I'm grown. I'm a boss. Again, the creator of Baddies. A streaming show. It's a streaming network, and you just.
That's what I mean by a person trying too hard. Like, she probably smart as shit. She probably smart as a motherfucker. But she taking herself too, like, above. Like, she just like that. Like, I'm like that.
Right, like, she's somebody.
Yeah, like, I'm like that. You can't tell me that.
I don't know. So it's like, stop DMing me asking what we can do with the baddies and da 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 da. Me and my baddies, again, I just feel like you're playing. It's funny because I can play too. Baddies University. I went to USC, fight on Trojans. I'm smart. A businesswoman. So smart. You don't know baddies and you don't.
That was the phoniest laugh. You know what I mean? She got something to prove to another one. You got something to prove. You got no people out there like that. You got something to prove. You see, Zoe Spencer meets India Love for the first. Who the fuck is India Love? Who the fuck is Zoe Spencer? Well, I know who Zoe Spencer is.
I don't.
I mean, I've been hearing her name and shit.
Oh, she must be one of Kai's streamers.
Yeah, I think that's his girlfriend.
Yeah.
I think.
I'm just a kid.
Oh, wait.
Wait. Oh, God.
He's just a kid. What are you talking about?
That's what the picture said.
Wait.
Down right there. I'm just a kid.
Oh, shit. That's for the Lord one. What the fuck he did in his head now?
Mm-hmm.
She running like shit. Jaguar Wright confronts Christian Rock for disability. What you mean? So this is school right here. Tota got in trouble with Raquel. See, that's the school shit. That shit look dumb.
Right, it do look dumb.
Like, it don't look like how like they used to have like some kind of spunk to the shit.
Hey,
The
look
shit
boring
now,
now.
they look like they just anybody just there hanging out cause
Stream and shit.
yeah, just cause. You know what I mean? I want to be the next Kai type shit. What? Stop playing. That ain't even Lil Wayne in the picture.
Brad Baxter, founder of Whisker and Litter Robot. 25 years ago.
You see in the picture? That ain't even Lil Wayne in the goddamn picture.
Lawyer on speed dial because he's actually got a connection with one of those New Orleans prison escapees. In fact, he's linked to Antoine Massey, that same dude who thought it would be a good idea to start taunting the cops the first thing he got out of the joint.
Since 2003, I'm about to hit this. You've been gone. You've been gone for 14 summers, man. Yeah, but I ain't swung since 2003.
So where's the link? Well, we're talking about an old connection here between Wheezy's dad Rabbit and Antoine's pop, Big Twine. Even though it's a stretch, this connection is definitely of interest to the cops who still didn't manage to catch up to Antoine. He's still on the loose, and they might want to bring in Wheezy to help them out. See, Lil Wayne has not been named a suspect yet, and there are no charges against him. But that did not prevent his name floating around both online and...
See that, man? See what I'm saying? Donald Trump. Donald Trump. You know how they always say Biden?
Right.
Donald Trump. Donald Trump. All these motherfuckers deal with Donald Trump. And during his time, he been doing some parting. See, hey, you go. Now niggas breaking out of jails and shit.
And in the streets.
Planes dropping to the ground and shit.
And this connection that people are drawing isn't entirely out of thin air. Let's face it, Antoine Massey isn't just some random New Orleans name.
This is some all new shit.
Not prevent his name floating around both online and in the streets. And this connection that people are drawing isn't entirely out of thin air. Let's face it, Antoine Massey isn't just some random New Orleans name. And if his father and Rabbit were as close back in the day as they're saying, same circles and all that, then this might just be a starting point for the feds. Another thing worth noting here is Wheezy's relationship with Rabbit. Wayne was super close to his dad.
The day my pop, Reginald McDonald, the day he passed, in 96, Stunner picked me up that same day. That same day, I got in the car, I had a little look on my face. He said his exact words was, "Look like you just lost your father. What's wrong?"
He's spoken openly about
I've been starting like my daddy. I know.
How much his father meant to him, even calling Rabbit the real reason he became who he is today. So if Rabbit and Antoine's dad were really locked in like that, it makes people wonder how deep those ties actually ran, and whether any of that bled into the next generation. Now, to be clear, Wayne and Antoine aren't known to be personally close. There's no record of them being seen together, no social media trail, nothing. But when you're dealing with family legacies in a city like New Orleans, where history runs deep and everybody's connected to somebody, it's not wild for the feds to start asking questions, especially after Antoine playing goofy and mocking the police online. People instantly start side-eyeing industry folks, and naturally, Wayne's name pops up. Add in the fact that Wayne's rap sheet ain't squeaky clean. Gun charges, drug busts, that Rikers Island sentence back in 2010, and it just adds fuel to the speculation. Even though he's been out of trouble for a while, his history with law enforcement is extensive enough that it wouldn't be crazy if they at least wanted to ask a few questions. That doesn't mean he's guilty of anything, but it wouldn't be the first time the feds pulled...
That's why I said it looked like he's falling out there, but I guess that's his style.
No, you get old. You get old, like, you ain't gonna look like that no motherfucking more. Damn. Fuck you think? That's what I be saying, like, man.
I guess. I just don't understand his face.
Shit.
But I guess. Look at this nigga dreads.
What now?
Yeah, I'm
He was alright then. His dreads was
alright.
regular dreads. He old.
Now,
Fuck you think he ain't trying to keep his signature on his head and shit. Like, yeah, what he trying to do? Just let it go.
Yeah.
Let it go, bro.
Can't let it go. That's his signature.
Yeah, he can't let it go because that became his signature. So if he let it go, I think he probably be like lost without it.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying? That's just like something was a signature of you, and you let like something happen. That's like when I was young, and a motherfucker hit me in the head with a brick, or hit me in the head with a pole, and I had a big dent in my motherfucking head, and I had braids, but I didn't want to cut my hair because that was a signature of me. Like, damn, I gotta cut my head. But like, you worried about your head and your head. Like, I ain't go to the hospital or nothing because I ain't want to cut my hair and shit. I mean, so that's exactly what it is. Like, you know, you trying to hold on to every little inch of that motherfucker you can. Like, oh shit, I got a little dread here, one dread back here. They don't really know this a motherfucking pin in. You know what I'm saying? Could be a whole pin in.
The high-profile figure in for questioning just to see if they know something or someone, especially if that figure has family roots tied to the streets that birthed this whole situation. At the end of the day, we can't say for sure if Weezy will get that phone call from the 12th, but the combo of family ties, a known criminal background, and a massive public profile mean.
At the time women was on them, look. I bet a woman look at him now like, damn, what the hell happened to Lil Wayne head? God damn, look at this nigga. What the fuck? He look like a skeleton, though. You see how women is?
Why you got a baby brother in London, too?
Who?
Lil Wayne.
Lil in London?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Sure do. But he just free. Somebody just broke from these jails. This the fuck they talking about. Hold on, let me see something. Somebody broke from the jail in New Orleans. You know, seeing that junk on the news?
Mm-hmm.
Somebody broke from the jail. And they saying that Lil Wayne knows the dude right there. Now, how true that is, I don't know.
He said Weezy's dad and the other boy dad was cousins.
Yeah, and they showed the dude out at the pool and shit. So I don't know how true that shit is. You know how people is. Sometimes, I don't know, people just throw out content. You don't know how real that shit. You don't even know the motherfucker. Just like this nigga over here. He a wild one. Wow. That's not what I'm trying to show you.
I was looking at stuff.
Looking at.
I thought that little thing right there.
You already know the rules. When you come to my house, take off those shoes and super violate that like button. It don't cost nothing for you to show love. And while you at it, make sure you hit the notification bell. Y'all already know the game is rigged and they playing with my channel, suppressing my numbers. So y'all gotta come hard to keep us afloat. Now, with that being said, shall we begin? Shall we begin?
Hassan, the coolest motherfucker on
Sometimes you gotta listen. Listen to what people saying. Listen carefully.
And now she's trying to say that me and Puffy are lovers, and that me and Puffy are lovers, bro. Really? That's how low you want to go, shit? Me and Ray J and Puffy are lovers?
Hold on, dude.
Bro.
What the fuck you got on?
Bro, Ray J and Puffy are lovers.
That nigga got on a silk shirt saying this shit. You got on, bruh. You like, fuck you got that silky shirt on for?
That's what Suge's trying to say. Now, anyway, Suge's disappointed me. It let me know that Suge's a complete cunt. I never thought that I would publicly say that Suge's a cunt because I've always had Suge's back. And unbelievable, Suge. Like, for you to showcase how dirty and dark you are, and I've been supporting you even through the dark times, and now you want to, like, disrespect the agency and say that I'm doing. No, I'm not, and if you're not, the agency mad because they like, damn, he's saying you, bro. And if you are, and I didn't tell the agency, bro, they gonna take me, bro.
Wow.
If I tell my gay friends that I've been gay and I ain't gay and I lie to them, bro, you know what's gonna happen to me? Bro, it ain't gonna look good, bro. So you got my whole agency team questioning, like, what I'm doing, bro, and you know what's up. You know you the one should. Okay. Remember, all right, I'm only gonna say this, I don't wanna talk, I don't wanna say too much.
Just for the record, straight men don't run with gay men, especially coming from our era. Straight men do not, well then again, see, the industry is something totally different. But he got a, Ray J, he has a gay gang called the Gagency.
Yeah. I don't know if y'all remember when I entered into the news game last year, but now I'm an official affiliate for multiple news networks. I have my own news show. It's called The Reality Check. Me and Amber Rose just closed a new big deal with a multimedia news firm, so we'll be the new anchors of some mainstream shit happening, right? But if you remember, I said being taken in ways that nobody can explain. I said that on the national news. Right. And guess what? Niggas thought I was talking about Diddy. That's why I got into it with his sons. Cause they come pressing them.
You got into it with his sons because you was talking about Diddy. There's no alleged to that. We all heard you. You's a liar. We all heard you, and they heard you too, because you said that dealing with the topic of Diddy, not Suge. So now that you done, that somebody done put the pressure on you, and you recanting your statement, now you switching it over to Suge. You was talking to Diddy. Stop lying.
True. Like, bro, mind your business. I don't even know who I'm talking about. And I'm talking about Suge, bro. I'm talking about Suge taking niggas, not Diddy. Suge is a big taker for men, bro. I mean, a real taker. And he can't deny this, bro. We used to go to the store and get that nigga like 25 sticks of like butter, Parquet butter, the sticks. He used to take them back and he used to...
Hey, I can't. Bro, hold on, man.
And females. It was...
And female.
Hey, what the fuck? Did this nigga say they used to go get butter for this nigga? They playing out. Hey, they playing for real. Hold on.
Talking about Suge taking niggas, not Diddy. Suge is a big taker for men, bro. I mean, a real taker. And he can't deny this, bro. We used to go to the store and get that nigga like 25 sticks of like butter, Parquet butter, the sticks. He used to take them back and he used to... Bro, and females. It was...
Hey, I'm done. What the... hold on, man. They play... The fuck?
Talking about Suge taking niggas, not Diddy. Suge is a big taker for men, bro. I mean, a real taker. And he can't deny this, bro. We used to go to the store and get that nigga like 25 sticks of like butter, Parquet butter, the sticks. He used to take them back and he used to... Bro, and female.
Hey, yo, what the fuck is... Oh, I'm done, man. What the fuck? Man, get the fuck. They zoned out. Yeah, I'm gone. No, man, what the hell? What the easy? Yo. That nigga said, no, not Diddy. Suge. Hey, hold on. What the fuck? Hold on, man. Hold up. Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. Hold on, hold on, man. Hold on. Hold the fuck. I gotta get this together right here. Oh, shit. I'm gonna come in. I'm gonna let it play again because
Talking about Suge taking niggas, not Diddy. Suge is a big taker for men, bro. I mean, a real taker. And he can't deny this, bro. We used to go to the store and get that nigga like 25 sticks of like butter, parquet butter, the sticks. He used to take them back and he used to.
man. Hold up. Man. Damn. What? Man. Had to go. I don't even know. Hold on. This nigga Ray J is a fool. Whew.
I feel you. I see how I feel.
I had to run all the way upstairs and shit.
You see how I feel? Shit. I'm telling you. Bad. I walk upstairs like this. You know, how you about to come out.
Yeah, and they do.
Shit.
Right. Where was I? Was I right here?
No.
Yeah, they gotta be the one.
Rents.com capturing the hearts of hundreds of millions of renters. Everybody wants the secret to our success, but they're never going to get it. Will they, Craig? No, sir.
Right? And yeah, I don't know about to let these little kids play with me. I'm the dean. I'm the dean. So, yeah, was there anything else? You're the professor for cosmetology school. Welcome to Batty University. I'm going to teach y'all exactly how to get to a bag, right? Teach y'all how to get to the bag. The baddies are blowing up my phone. And I just feel like, oh, Low London's on detention. She's calling right now.
So here's a sample of the messages that Natalie was talking about. She did post this today, I believe, and then she deleted it. Or I may have missed it. I don't know. But her caption here says, man, stop playing. Bring the baddies on. Let's cross promote. We got big streaming numbers at Kai Cenat.
She trying to live off of Kai Cenat and shit. No, this old as shit. This one.
Welcome back to another video within the News TV Daily. Now, in this video, it's 6ix9ine Friday. Now, today, we speak about his new hit single with Nicki Minaj, which is called Trolls with a Z. Now, this video is so epic to say the least. Now, before the actual video was released, 6ix9ine went to his Instagram Live to expose the rappers in his industry. Now, he came from Meek Mill, Gucci Mane, and Future. Sheesh, it's a great video. 6ix9ine is not holding any punches when it comes to this whole situation. Now, if you're new to my channel, you might want to subscribe now each and every minute. Now, you should consider joining the channel. You can click the link down below, or you can actually click the first comment in the video, and it'll take you right to my page to subscribe.
Who is you?
Now let's get right into the news. All right, so it's been a lot of talk about when it comes to 6ix9ine and the whole situation last night. Now, in this video, I will catch everyone up to speed on what's currently going on with Nicki Minaj and 6ix9ine. Now, just yesterday, 6ix9ine went to his social media to tell the world that him and Nicki Minaj was releasing a music video called Trolls with a Z, and that they will go live around 12 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now, 6ix9ine posted a video announcing the release, along with a video of 6ix9ine saying this. He says, 9 hours away, Trolls music video at 12 midnight. And nigga,
see what I'm saying about it? Like, it's like they do things on purpose. Like, this nigga a rainbow.
Right.
And
because he talks so much bad about 6ix9ine for being a rat.
This nigga whole rainbow, right? So he a rainbow, right? At first, he was jive cool. You get what I'm saying? Jive cool. But the snitching shit got him fucked up or whatever. But still, regardless of what he did, you know what I mean, the position he was in, I mean, as a Mexican, white boy, yeah, that was cold bullying. Like, this cold, like, taking the charge of him. So to the point now, today, Shorty just, wow, he's just, I don't know what the fuck up with him now. But academics been following along with, you know what I'm saying, the whole time. So then you got academics over here fucking with little kids, asking them, would you let them put it up in you? And shit like that. You get what I'm saying? So on the other hand, over here, you got motherfucking Meek Mills. Look how he looking over that motherfucker. But all of them beef with each other. Because all of them know each other's secret.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, everybody know each other's secret. They killing each other because everybody know they don't want their secret get out. So they bang, 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 bang. That's what the fuck it is. Like, everybody know each other's secret. And they promise not to let the secret out.
Right.
and then they get killed. I guess they did some kind of like whatever you did, whatever you do, it's in with the group. It will never get out.
Right. What stays in the house?
Yeah. So if you
Goes on in
start
the house
doing,
stays in the house.
yeah, they
What
made
goes
some
on
kind
in
of
the
group.
industry stays in the industry.
Right. Ain't no Illuminati. It's just they made some kind of group.
Right.
And your ass get to talking about shit and all that shit, you get whacked. You know what I mean? P. Diddy was the biggest form of they balls. You see how all that ass went quiet as a motherfucker.
He got all the secrets.
Yeah, P. Diddy got all the secrets.
Everybody
Then they got
better
the
shut
hunt.
the fuck up.
Yeah, everybody, like, we all got secrets on him. You got secrets on, but I got secrets on all you motherfuckers.
Right.
So they had to get rid of him. They had to come together. Plat, get him the fuck about the way. That's crazy. That's how usually how motherfuckers is. Like, man, shit. I got something on him, but he got something on me. Get the killing and shit. His ass right here. That tape don't even sound right.
This and that and this and that, but he's picking and choosing who he talks to about being a rat, and he's being around the same person who pretty much talked to the DA and cooperated with the DA, and he's around her constantly. Now 6ix9ine said this. He says, "Ever since Nicki left you, you are a nobody. Did you forget who you was?" I forgot what Drake said. He was like, "Was this your tour or your girl's tour?" Now, right after Future was up next for this rant, now 6ix9ine replied to a Future actual post, who told the world on social media. Now, he was saying that, "I believe if you were a snitch," this is what Future saying. He says, "I believe if you have a snitch or you're around a snitch, snitch." Now, 6ix9ine told Future, who had songs with Meek Mill, that Future was a fraud and he doesn't even take care of his kids. He says, "You rap about perks and all of this stuff, but you never got locked up for using any of these things, ever." Now, 6ix9ine said, "If you hang out with a rat, you're a rat, so what does that make you?" Because you hang out with these people. Now, he kept talking about Meek Mill and Future, saying that they are not independent artists, meaning that they can't even put out independent singles without having a feature. Now, 6ix9ine was saying that Drake helped them with their singles. Now, here is directly what 6ix9ine had to say to Future and Meek Mill. Roll it.
Show you how this rap game, right? I'm gonna show you how this rap game is full of liars, it's full of rats. I'm gonna show you how this rap game really works, right?
Now, I guess this whole news and this whole live trickled down to 6ix9ine's first baby mama. Her name is Sarah Molina, and she told the world how 6ix9ine is lying about a lot, and he's no different from Future because he doesn't take care of his own first daughter. Now, they definitely wasn't having it in the household. I think Sarah Molina mom chimed in. Roll it.
Throw me out there to make your situation better. That's just annoying. Saying that he couldn't see his daughter or he can't have community, he's no better than Future. Or let's just be honest.
Now, before we continue.
And she get caught.
What the other? Didn't she
The
get
New
caught
York
with the...
nigga
Right.
setting her baby father.
On with the story, I want to let you guys know about the Amazon. I have the 50 cent book free of charge. It's Audible. So if you guys really don't like to pick up a book and read, if you're doing yard work, if you're on the train, if you're going anywhere, you can listen to the audio book of 50 Cent. It's called Hustle Harder, Hustle Smarter. Nothing but good gems and life lessons in the book. It talks about him getting hit up and overcoming his fears of coming out in the public and all type of things from $1 Million Business Meeting. So make sure you check it out. All you have to do is click the link. It will be the first comment and in the description. You get the book free of charge for 30 days. Now, if you decide that you don't want the service anymore, which is free of charge, you can take the book with you and you keep that $25 book, the Audible book, forever. So make sure you click the link down below. Let's get back into the news. Now, next up, during the live epic rant last night, 6ix9ine went on to talk about Snoop Dogg. Now, according to 6ix9ine, he said that Snoop Dogg actually DM'd him and he was pretty much waving the wife. 6ix9ine explained that during the 2 years that he was actually locked up, Snoop Dogg aired him out, and that 6ix9ine was simply just replying when he had time. Now, before
he made Snoop Dogg cry.
Oh, shit.
Remember Snoop Dogg was crying? Y'all remember he made Snoop Dogg cry? Like, you little nigga. You little nigga. I swear to God, that's how it was. Like, you little nigga. I'm telling you. I see you. Now you done fucked up my family now. You done fucked with my family now.
Oh my God. He alright.
He was crying like shit. And I was like, what the fuck going on with Snoop Dogg?
40 years ago.
Hey, I said it's an old ass video.
6ix9ine could expound or explain the situation even more. Nicki Minaj came to his Instagram live to speak about the snitching and just the whole situation of snitching. Now, Nicki Minaj said she has respect for those who abide by the street code, but agreed with 6ix9ine saying that there are some hypocrites when it comes to being a so-called rat. Now, Nicki Minaj says, I feel street dudes have every right to feel how they feel about snitching.
Snitching motherfucker. He done told the truth about them motherfuckers. He was like, man, look, they pick and choose.
They do pick and choose.
They be lying. They don't lie shit around here. He said the little wave of the red light. Like, what the fuck is they doing out there?
They do pick and choose. He was right about that.
You understand what I'm saying? He said in the red light where motherfuckers start saying, what the fuck they doing out there?
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's some shit going on out here. This industry, that's when motherfuckers start paying attention to the industry. So you see, he got jumped in the motherfucking gym and kicked all in the stomach in the bathroom and shit.
Mm-hmm.
You see how that happened? Your life is going like down and shit. Like you did something against the rules. Now you've been fucked up. You getting exposed as fucked up. You this, you that. You know what I'm saying? They broke this man down.
Mm-hmm. Tell all this shit.
Because they live that life. Now, Nicki Minaj explains that rappers need to play it easy because everybody's mingling and integrating with each other. And just imagine now, if it's a top executive, if a rat calls one of these unsigned rappers to get signed, the unsigned rapper is definitely going to sign with that executive, no matter if they have a history of telling on people or being a rat. Now, Nicki Minaj also says, let's be clear when we talk about rappers versus street dudes. Now, Nicki Minaj gave us a new perspective and explained that pretty much the rap industry is not the block. Now, she says we are in the music industry. Now, Nicki Minaj also says, you rappers are in rooms all the time with people who have sketchy pasts. I'm not judging it.
I don't know with them too. They probably look like they don't. You done did something. Don't that look like they did something?
Yeah.
Yeah. She told him something. Huh?
Yeah, she told him something.
Yeah, she told him something.
It look like a big ass flower.
It is.
This is weird.
They both weird.
Mm-hmm.
She told him something. That's what the picture about.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, she told him something. Look. All right.
She scolded him.
Yeah, she told him something. Nervously over there motherfucking. These the moves they making. So nervously, I guess, I don't know what the fuck Meat Mills did to her. But you see how the situation went. And it was so weird when she moved on because it just was like out of nowhere. You get what I'm saying? So she started dealing with him with this.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? In a way, you could tell that Nicki Minaj had feelings for certain situations. Like, she don't give a fuck about it. Like, yeah, chill out. Yeah, no, this is our business. Type bitch. Like, that's what she look like. Like, yeah, it's a big, y'all wildin'. That's what she look like. Like, she just look like she play the mother. Like, this the business. This a business.
Right.
Like, we just trying to get some money. Y'all don't gotta bring out all the guns. Y'all ain't gotta bring out all the bullshit. You ain't gotta kill nobody. We trying to make money. Fuck all that. She look like that type, right? But in the mix of all that, you got P. Diddy and you got motherfucking Meek Mills.
Yeah.
It's just some way they collide together out of the blue. And the way she's like friendship with him, like out of the blue and different or some weird shit. I don't know what the fuck. But she told him something. That's what the picture about. Like, I know. So he started going off on Meek Mills after this. Then after that, then you see the video come out of Meek Mills getting his ass smacked.
Oh, that when that happened.
Yeah, all that shit. Yeah, nigga ramming the shit out of him.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what happened and shit. So, boom, back to here. Now Puffy locked up.
Right.
Jay-Z, all that industry shit they got going on. But the whole thing around it, now we got Trump involved. Remember we seen that motherfucking, what was that? The ghost story. And the clowns and all the motherfuckers running around and shit, killing shit and acting crazy and doing dumb shit and all.
Ooh, yeah.
Like, that's what all this shit reminds me of.
You always say that.
I swear to God, like, come on, man, look.
Yeah, they're supposed to be the clowns.
Like the clowns out there killing shit. They out there doing all kinds of crazy shit. What was the Purge? It was the Purge ghost story. The matter of fact, the Purge the ghost story. Let's see. Oh man, that shit right here. Oh shit, they trying to take me to Puffy Park. Let's see.
Gee.
Hey, who the hell asked you? How? I was just saying it. That's all that damn. You don't even know what I was gonna say after that. Like, leave me alone. It's gonna come along. What?
Reading the signs.
Who?
The sides right there.
I should have put Purge Donald Trump. The fuck kind of shit? And I got a GTA 5. That's 3 years ago. Okay, alright. I think I heard of that one. I just like, let's see. What am I doing? Goddess. Yeah. Is it Ghost Station? Oh. Oh, you do it for me, man.
American Horror Story.
Yeah, American do that. Yeah. I thought it was a Ghost Story. I'm tripping. Hello, hello, hello. Nightmare on my Purge Real Life on my street. How to start? Oh, no, where you at? What is it now?
American Horror Story. That's what it's called.
Yeah, what you doing? How to start around America? Horror.
Well, see, you had me saying it.
I said American Ghost Story Purge.
American Horror Story. Freak Show, Dollhouse. Was it The Purge? Coven, Asylum, Clown.
Right there, that little face down right there. Pepper's Journey. What the hell is that? American Horror. You gotta put the Donald Trump one. That's what you gotta do. You gotta put the Donald Trump down. Ain't that's what it was?
Wasn't Donald Trump, baby.
That was it was the Donald Trump one.
It was not Donald Trump.
I'm trying to tell you it was the Donald Trump down.
It's American Horror Story.
Logo, a hero story, America hero story. No, hold on. Which one that?
Let me just.
Right there, go to this one. Crazy looking motherfucking shit. Look right there. Oh, hold on. Right there, the code. The code. Yeah, that's the one.
They had called the witches, all that shit.
Yeah, it was the code.
Taco Bell's 5, 7, and 9.
It was the whole coat. The coat.
Oh, shit.
That's it. That shit look good as hell. Ah. You know.
presidential election, it becomes known that Trump has won. This news shocks the married couple Ellie and Ivy because now their marriage may become invalid. Friend Tom, who is a member of the local administration, is also indignant and criticizes his wife for not voting for Clinton. The situation heats up when Ellie finds a comic book with clowns at her son Oz's room, after which she becomes hysterical. The thing is, she has a phobia of them, and the recent political news has only intensified it. The next day, Ellie and Ivy invite a new nanny for their son for an interview, because the last one, apparently, was an immigrant and disappeared after Trump was declared president. So a young girl, Winter, comes to their house, who manages to convince parents that she is the perfect candidate for Oz. The spouses hire her, but do not yet realize her terrible secrets. Soon Ellie goes to the supermarket, where she meets her fears again. The girl sees clowns everywhere who want to attack her. Trying to escape, Ellie gets into her car and calls Ivy, but at the same time she notices a clown in the rearview mirror, accidentally hits the gas and crashes into a pole. The police investigate but find no evidence that there really were clowns in the store. Meanwhile, a guy named Kai is happy about Trump's election, after which he goes to the local government with his suggestions. The guy proposes to control the people of the town through fear. However, Tom, Ellie's friend, rejects his proposal. Then Kai goes to the street and provokes a small group of immigrants who succumb to the provocation and beat him up, at which point someone takes a video of what is happening. Ellie and Ivy go out for a romantic dinner, while Oz and Winter notice a van pulling up to the house. The boy sees the very clowns that Ellie is seeing get out of the van and enter Tom's house. Together with the babysitter, the boy sneaks to a neighbor's window and notices a group of unknown masked men brutally murdering a married couple. The police investigate again, but as in Ellie's case, find no evidence that it was murder. Soon a married couple, Meadow and Harrison, move in next door. Despite the fact that no one really knows them, Winter lets Oz go to visit them, as the shocked mothers find out. The girls are going to pick up their son, and the new owners of the house decide to get a little frisky with them. As a result, the acquaintance goes strangely, and now Ellie believes that there is clearly something wrong with these two. Meanwhile, at the butcher shop run by the main characters, the employees quarrel racially, and soon one of them is found dead. The detective is sure that behind all this is the second employee, a Latino Pedro, but Ellie does not think so. The situation becomes extremely tense, and the girl's phobias
Blame it on the Mexican.
manifest themselves more acutely than ever. In addition, dead birds on the lawn and a strange van spraying some kind of gas only further intensify her paranoia. In the end, she comes up with nothing better to do than borrow a gun from her new neighbors for self-defense. After the death of an employee, Ivy has to throw all the groceries out of the shop, and to fulfill orders, she mortgages the house. Now there is twice as much work, so she goes away, leaving her wife at home with the child and the nanny. Meanwhile, Winter is sympathetic to Ellie's psychological trauma, but instead of pills, he offers her a relaxing bath and a glass of wine. Suddenly, the electricity in the house disappears, and the nanny hurriedly leaves, leaving Ellie alone with her fears. Ellie sees the clowns again, grabs Oz, takes the gun, and tries to run out into the street. But at that time, Pedro approaches their house with an errand from Ivy. In the darkness, Ellie doesn't have time to see him, and accidentally kills him on the spot. This incident could not go unnoticed, so fierce activists for the equality of all races and genders immediately recognize her as a racist and a murderer. But this series of troubles does not end there, because soon it turns out that the neighbors gave Oz a guinea pig. At first, Ellie takes this gift negatively, but when she decides to keep it, something terrible happens. The family arrives home and sees the guinea pig explode in the microwave. But that's not all, because the same symbol is painted on their door that Tom's neighbor had before he died. Ellie is convinced that their new neighbors are behind it all, so she breaks into their house and threatens to kill them if they dare to come near her family again. On their way back, they find the same smiley face mark on Meadow and Harrison's house. Despite all the evidence and proof, the detective does not take any action and continues to believe that Ellie has certain mental problems. At this time, the main characters are called by their son. It turns out that on his computer opened a video that cannot be closed. So Ellie learns that a hidden camera was installed in the bathroom, and the video shows her and the nanny who helped her take a bath. Ivy sees all this, throws a tantrum, accuses her of betrayal, and then takes her son and is about to leave. But at that moment, the police appear on the street, and it turns out that Meadow has been kidnapped. Meanwhile, Crazy Kai becomes popular after a video posted on the internet. For everyone, he is a martyr who was beaten by immigrants.
You heard his name.
On the wave of such success, the guy decides to go into politics and take the now vacant seat of a counselor, because after Tom's death, no one has yet come to his post. From the memories of the main characters, certain details of the election day become clear. It turns out that Kai, in his quest for power, began to recruit people even before the election of the president. He met Harrison at the gym, after which he convinced him to kill the annoying boss. When Harrison agreed to become his follower, Kai began processing local reporter Beverly. He offered the woman an equal partnership and, after proving his abilities by killing her direct competitor, convinced Beverly to join his political cult. At the same time, Ivy learns that her wife voted not for Clinton, but for another candidate. The upset girl goes to a political rally where she meets Winter. Together they stand up for women's rights, so they decide to kidnap an ardent opponent of Clinton. They handcuff him so that the guy cannot get out and vote for Trump. But soon, on a tip from Winter, who, as it turns out, is Kai's own sister, the cult leader finds the poor guy and offers him an unusual solution. So with the help of a saw, he cuts off his arm and comes to the polling station to cast his vote for Trump. Winter then sets Ivy up with his brother. Through the firm technique of communicating with squeezed little fingers that Kai uses with all of his followers, the guy learns that Ivy actually hates his wife, and it started the day Oz gave birth. The thing is, it wasn't her who gave birth to the boy, it was Ellie. In the present, Ellie continues to suffer from paranoia and comes to see Vincent, a therapist. The man advises Ellie to go to a hospital, but she refuses. In the evening of the same day, the girl notices a strange movement in the neighbor's yard and decides to see what is going on there, so she notices a hole, and in it Meadow. Frightened, Ellie runs away, but soon notices a neighbor at her window. The woman asks for help and tells her about Kai's cult and the fact that she and Ivy are members of it. Wanting to know the truth, Ellie frees her and forces her to tell the truth. She learns that all this time Ivy has been driving her crazy on purpose. Meanwhile, Beverly and Kai have an honest-to-goodness pinky talk session, and the reporter learns the cult leader's story. It turns out that when his father became disabled, he turned into an oppressive tyrant. Eventually, his mother couldn't take it anymore and killed her husband and then herself. At that moment, his brother appeared, which, as it turned out, is a psychiatrist, Vincent, and suggested not to advertise the death of parents. They hid their bodies in the bedroom so as not to ruin their reputation and continue to receive compensation for the father's disability. It is election day for the council, at which Kai makes his speech. It turns out that there is another candidate for the position, Sally. Ellie finds out about the woman and decides to tell her everything she knows. Sally sort of believes her, but a cult shows up and kills her, and Ivy, noticing Ellie, doesn't turn her over to Kai. The next day, Meadow shows up at a rally where Kai is speaking and shoots him and others. Ellie tries to prevent a mass tragedy, but fails. Meadow kills himself and Ellie is taken away by the police, who end up putting her in a mental institution. At this point, Ellie does not yet know that Meadow's sacrifice was also part of Kai's plan.
Know about the happy face killer.
See what I mean? That's what everything remind me of your name.
If them still come on.
What?
American Horror Story.
Yeah, still, come on. Should be that's that governmental shit. Go. I've been down since a monkey, down. Where we at? Where we at? Hey, hello. Let's see where we at, bro. Bing, bing. Uh, I'm almost finished, bro. I'm almost finished. One section. Hey. Mm. Mm. I'ma keep getting feel like something's That's. Hold on. See, let me finish.
He's my father.
Weird looking motherfuckers. The cancellations on the most high.
Beverly begins to realize that the situation is getting out of control, at which time the ideological feminist BB finds her. Eventually, Winter, Ivy, and Beverly team up with an elderly stranger and decide to take back women's rights by killing Kai, since the cult leader has recruited a bunch of crazy men to be his subordinates. Meanwhile, Ellie is released from the clinic and soon meets Vincent. It turns out that the man has recently learned that his brother has gone off the rails, and now he intends to help her at any cost. The girl sees this as her chance and calls Kai for dinner. She decides to make a deal with him and tells him about Vincent in exchange for the chance to get her son back. Kai agrees and soon kills his own brother. Ivy is remorseful and tries to connect with Ellie. Despite her betrayal, Ellie agrees and offers to stay together, except that Kai steals their son and, roughly speaking, uses the boy as a leverage on the main characters. In order not to harm their son, the girls leave. Ellie has prepared dinner, and together with Ivy is going to have a good evening. But it turns out that all this was her plan, and she will not be able to forgive her former lover. It turns out that she poisoned her food and wine, after which she confesses to Kai that she killed Ivy. So she manages to gain the trust of the current counselor, who is now going to run for senator. Meanwhile, the feminist BB tries to kill Kai, but Ellie stops her, thus showing Kai her unconditional loyalty. Kai becomes paranoid that the FBI is listening in, so he tries to find the traitor. Suspicion falls on Winter, and he ends up killing his sister. But as it turns out, the rat was another of his followers. Soon to bypass his rival and become a senator, Kai intends to intimidate the entire city and then provide the citizens with his protection, thus increasing the level of trust of the population. In the end, he decides to kill 100 pregnant women overnight. But this mission fails because Ellie has been in cahoots with the FBI since the day she was admitted to the mental institution. So on the night the cult planned to attack the pregnant women, they were arrested by the police. 11 months have passed and Kai is in jail. Ellie has become a popular symbol of freedom and justice, so she soon decides to run for senator. And then, on the day of the debate, right during her speech, Kai, an escaped convict, bursts into the hall. He tries to kill her, but the gun, which he was supposedly given by his follower, turned out to be unloaded. In reality, it was Allie who planned the whole thing. Beverly ends up killing the guy with a shot to the head, and Ellie becomes a senator fighting for gender equality. This is the end of Season 7. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and click the like button. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.
Yeesh. She blew that nigga brains out. Do it. Hold on, that's that crazy shit. Incredible downfall of America Horror Story.
Tonight allows people a release from all the hatred and violence that they keep up inside them.
This won't bring him back. It won't make you feel any better. Thank you.
It is a night that is defining our country.
Citizens, this will be a tradition we celebrate every year. Join the first purge.
Isaiah, come say bye.
Go do your thing, sis.
Always.
See you tonight.
People are now calling this controversial experiment of legalized crime the purge.
You and Isaiah, just stay with me during the purge.
Oh, we're gonna be fine on our own.
We are here
Dr. May Updale, she came up with this experiment. Is the purge a political device?
It is a psychological one. If we want to save our country, we must release all our anger in one night.
Tonight, we'll see the good and evil in everyone.
This is your emergency broadcast system announcing the commencement of the first purge.
Our neighborhood is under siege from a government who doesn't give a shit about any of us.
At the siren, all crime, including murder, will be legal for 12 hours.
There's a lot of good people out there who we're gonna have to protect.
All emergency services will be suspended.
We gotta be prepared for anything.
Your government thanks you for your participation.
Parties, you predicted a much higher level of participation.
Human nature does not obey the laws of politics. What the hell is going on?
They all ex-military. Something funky going down, D.
You're sending soldiers into the island disguised as citizens.
This country needs for this to work.
No one's coming to help us. After tonight, nothing will ever be the same again.
They forgot about one thing. They forgot about us.
What have we done?
Stay strong. I'm coming.
Just remember all the good the purge does.
Single episode of AHS 1984. But now that that's in the past, Greg, there is only one more thing to do.
That's right, it's time to update our complete American Horror Story timeline video.
Where do all the events of AHS 1984 fit into the larger AHS universe?
Let's find out.
Let's start at the very beginning. We start off in the 14th century. A British stowaway named Scathach travels across the Atlantic Ocean. She's sentenced to burn at the stake because the soldiers believe she's a witch. Before they can do that, she pledges herself to the old gods, and ta-da! She's given the power of immortality, and actually becomes the first Supreme. Then she massacres all those soldiers. By 1587, John White and the Roanoke colony settle in what is present-day North Carolina. John's wife Thomasin becomes leader of the group after John leaves in search of supplies. The colony overthrows Thomasin and banishes her, leaving her starving in the forest with a skull's bridle on her face. Luckily, she is saved by Scathach. Thomasin returns to the colony and gets sweet revenge on all of them. She also forces them to join her in some dark magic rituals which involved human sacrifice. Unsurprisingly, the colony pushes back a little bit, so she decides to just slaughter them all. She becomes known as the Butcher, and her Roanoke colony is forever attached to the land thanks to Scathach's curse. On every blood moon in October, they can actually interact with the physical world.
The Native American Croatoan tribe in the region weren't the biggest fans of the spirits haunting them. According to Billie Jean Howard, they banished the spirits after burning their belongings and chanting Croatoan.
Fast forward a century later, and the Salem witch trials begin to heat up. Sorry about that.
In order to save the coven, Supreme Prudence Mather sacrificed herself so that the new Supreme could rise and lead the witches safely to New Orleans.
In 1775, one of the most vile characters in AHS history is born, Madame Delphine Lalaurie. By 1790, Miss Robichaud's Academy for Exceptional Young Ladies opens up in the Big Easy. A couple years later, in North Carolina, Edward Philippe Mott, yes, the ancestor of Dandy Mott, builds the Big Shaker Mansion. It's a beautiful two-story farmhouse settled on 10 acres in Roanoke. Unfortunately for Edwards, he is sacrificed to the old gods.
On September 10th, 1801, Marie Laveau is born in New Orleans. She would become a voodoo queen and a significant player in the rivalry with the neighboring witches. In the 1830s, Delphine tortures a bunch of slaves and drains their blood because she thought it would cure her aging.
On Halloween night of 1833, the sadistic Delphine overhears her daughter's plans to murder her. She decides to teach them all a lesson and hold them as prisoners in her torture chamber for a year. What a mom. The following year, Marie Laveau makes a deal with Papa Legba, giving up her firstborn son in exchange for immortality. Meanwhile, Delphine catches her daughter Pauline trying to sleep with one of her servants, Bastien. But instead of punishing Pauline, Delphine tortures Bastien and turns him into a minotaur. This ultimately would kill him. Delphine didn't know this, but Bastien was the voodoo queen's lover and baby daddy. So Laveau curses her with immortality, while the rest of her family is hung outside their house. Laveau then buries Delphine alive.
Sealed up in your unmarked grave for all eternity, listening to the world go on around you, even until that world is no more.
During the Civil War, one of the key objectives was control of the Mississippi River and thus New Orleans. Miss Robichaud's Academy was pulled into the conflict as it was used as a military hospital during the time. Following the war, the newest Supreme, Mary Ann Wharton, buys the Academy and establishes the property as a safe haven for young witches around the world.
Fast forward to the 1890s. Serial killer Kincaid Polk, who grew up in the haunted Roanoke, North Carolina, is eaten alive by his own pigs, thus creating the legend of the Piggy Man. How about some notable birthdays around this time? First, on May 6, 1895, Rudolfo Valentino is born in Italy. He would one day become one of Hollywood's biggest stars. And later that fall, the infamous serial killer James Patrick March was born on October 30th. During this time, Edward Mordrake was born into a wealthy family in England. More importantly, he was born with two faces. One of the faces would ultimately drive him crazy and send the serial killer into the freak show circuit.
Following the turn of the century, Wendell or Del Toledo is born. The future strongman hailed from the famed Toledo Lobster Claw clan. But Del, unlike some of the others in the family, didn't inherit the genetic deformity.
Yet another birthday to celebrate, Elizabeth Johnson is born a year later. She would eventually become known as the Countess and owner of Hotel Cortez. In 1910, the infamous Briarcliff Manor is built, and it becomes one of the largest tuberculosis wards in the United States. It's estimated that almost 50,000 patients died here during this time. In 1912, Rita Gayheart is born. She's Pepper's older sister. And 6 years later, one of our favorite characters in the entire series, Pepper, is born.
In July of the same year, Anastasia Romanoff attempts to use the spell to protect her family from execution. Yes, in the AHS universe, she was a witch. Unfortunately, she's not strong enough to stop the Bolsheviks. Mallory time traveled to this moment too, but we'll touch on that later.
In 1919, the New Orleans serial killer and avid fan of jazz music, the Axeman, is killed by the Coven Witches, thus trapping his soul in the Academy. In 1922, the infamous Surgeon to the Stars, Charles Montgomery, builds an absolute murder house for him and his wife Nora. Dr. Montgomery would soon become addicted to his own drugs, experiment on dead animals, and perform a whole bunch of illegal abortions. And just a couple years later, Hollywood hopeful Elizabeth Short was born in Boston. On Halloween of 1925, Gordon Northcott abducted and murdered Albert Evers, amongst others, which would become known as the Wineville Chicken Coop murders. That same year, construction started on Hotel Cortez. James Patrick March funded the entire thing and killed many laborers during its construction.
Elizabeth Johnson works as an extra on The Son of the Sheik, and over the course of the summer forms an intimate relationship with her co-star Rudolph Valentino and his wife Natasha. In 1926, German director F.W. Murnau looks for inspiration in his film Nosferatu, but ends up getting turned into a vampire. He then turns Valentino, who kills his stunt double and fakes his own death.
By August of 1926, construction of Hotel Cortez is finally wrapped up. This coincides with news of Valentino's publicized death. Believing her husband to be dead, Elizabeth marries James for his money. It turns out that Elizabeth isn't totally turned off to the mass murders. She even motivates March to kill the wealthy guests of Hotel Cortez.
The next time,
Elizabeth soon learns that Valentino and Natasha are alive and actually vampires. They quickly turn her, but March tricks her into thinking that they abandoned her. She then becomes known as the Countess and has a child with March. The vampire baby Bartholomew is born and kills a nurse. Like father, like son.
In 1926, a patient's boyfriend kidnaps the Montgomerys' baby Thaddeus and cuts him up into pieces. The cops bring his body parts back to the Montgomerys, where Charles starts putting him back together. He's resurrected as the infant Tata who craves blood.
That thing upstairs, it's not human. I tried to kill it. No, I tried. I stabbed it with a letter opener, but it clung to life, Charles.
No. I finally succeeded at something.
We'll alert the media at once.
Nora then kills her husband for this and commits suicide.
Later that year, James March starts the 10 Commandments killings. At the same time, Brookfield Heights, the setting of the 7th season of Cult, is established in Michigan. A couple years later, Jimmy Darling is born. Unlike his father, Jimmy is born with lobster hands. It was a live freak birth where people actually paid money to watch. In 1929, James March kills himself after taking the life of his faithful follower, Hazel Evers. Another birthday in 1931. Future journalist, author, Briarcliff, and bloody-faced survivor Lana Winters is born. Over in Germany, Elsa Mars is tricked into a snuff film shoot. She's drugged and gets her legs amputated by the infamous Nazi doctor Hans Gruber. She's rescued by Massimo Dolcefino, who makes her some wooden prosthetics.
4 years later, Elsa leaves Germany for the United States. She adopts Pepper and begins befriending others that would star in her freak show. In 1938, Ethel Darling, aka the Bearded Woman, and her son Jimmy join Elsa's cabinet of curiosities.
2 years later, another one of our favorites, Kit Walker, is born. 1941, Kansas City, Stanley comes across Maggie, who was an orphan and turned to pickpocketing as a means to survive. Eventually, the pair would make their way down to Jupiter, Florida. Speaking of Florida, Twisty the Clown returned to Jupiter after fleeing from Rusty Westchester's traveling carnival. He tried to turn his life around and started making toys for children. This turned out to be a failure, and on top of it, his mother died. He attempted suicide, but that also failed, leaving his face brutally deformed.
In 1947, Elizabeth Short is drugged, raped, and killed by her dentist, Dr. Curran. The ghost of Charles Montgomery steps in to help with the body, but actually makes it much worse. He bisects Elizabeth at the waist and carves a Glasgow smile on her face. She forever becomes known as the Black Dahlia.
Just outside of Los Angeles at Camp Golden Star, Lavinia Richter murders a whole camp full of counselors. She blamed them for the death of her poor son Bobby, who died in an accident on the lake. Lavinia even attacked her oldest son Benjamin, but he fought back, stabbing her and killing her. From this point forward, anyone who died on the campground would forever have their spirit attached to the land. In the summer of 1949, Judy Martin seemingly kills Missy Stone in a drunk driving accident. Judy then joins the Catholic Church and renounces alcohol for good. In the fall of the following year, Fiona Good is born in Louisiana. 1952, Bet and Dot Tatler join Elsa's Cabinet of Curiosities after Bet killed their abusive mother. Meanwhile, Twisty kidnaps and kills a whole bunch of people. Del and Desiree join up with the freak show. Dandy Mop becomes Twisty's protege. And Meat unfairly goes to jail and is murdered.
Halloween is a big night as usual on the show. Jimmy and friends hold a funeral for Meat. Maggie joins Elsa's show posing as a fortune teller. Dandy kidnaps Jimmy and Maggie, but they're able to free Bonnie, Corey, and Michael of Twisty's caged hangout. Elsa summons Edward Mordrake, who visits with a handful of freaks, but decides to kill Twisty and add him to his own group of freaks.
Shortly after that, Elsa sells Bet and Dot to Dandy, but tells everyone that they ran away. Luckily, Jimmy shows up and frees them from the Mott Manor. Della is blackmailed by Stanley and forced to help kill one of the freaks. Amazon Eve kicks Dell's ass, but then he goes and kills poor Ma Petite for a damn museum exhibit. Elsa kills Ethel with a knife to the eye, but she covers it up with the help of Stanley. Then Jimmy is framed for Dandy's Tupperware Party massacre.
By 1953, tragedy strikes again. Pepper's husband, Salty, dies in his sleep. Stanley decapitates him and sends his head to the museum. Elsa sends Pepper back to Massachusetts with her sister. We all know how that ends.
Play with me. Pepper, leave the lady alone.
Oh, it's fine.
Dell confesses to the murder of Ma Petite, and Elsa shoots him in the head. Maggie outs Stanley as the horrible con man that he is, and the freaks team up and murder him. Massimo makes a pair of prosthetics for Jimmy after he donated his hands to the museum. Elsa then sells Dandy the freak show for a cool $10,000. She leaves for Hollywood. The remaining freaks quit the show, which enrages Dandy. He kills everyone except Desiree. Jimmy teams up with Desiree and the twins to drug Dandy, and they lock him inside a Chinese water torture cell. Dandy slowly drowns to death. Thank God.
That boy is a star.
Since there are no more surviving Mott family members, the Roanoke house is put up for sale in North Carolina. A notable birthday, the Night Stalker, Richard Ramirez, is born in El Paso, Texas on February 29, 1960. Ramirez appeared in both Hotel and AHS 1984. That same year, Elsa receives a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Meanwhile, Bette and Dot are pregnant with Jimmy's baby. A copy of Elsa's snuff film surfaces and she agrees to perform a Halloween special. Again, she summons Edward Mordrake, who sends her to the freak show Afterlife, where she reunites with all of her friends.
The Catholic Church purchases Briarcliff Manor, converting it into an asylum for the criminally insane. Monsignor Timothy Howard agrees to let Arthur Arden perform experiments on the patients. That same year, Pepper is framed for the murder of her nephew and is admitted to the asylum.
On Halloween night, big-time Jetsons fan Miriam Mead dresses up as Rosie the Robot and goes trick-or-treating. Talk about some foreshadowing. 1963, Lee Emerson is committed to Briarcliff after murdering 18 innocent people while dressed up as Santa Claus. 1964, Kit Walker is wrongly convicted of the Bloody Face murders and sent to Briarcliff. He was actually just visited by some aliens who took his wife Alma.
A nosy Lana Winters is committed to the asylum after digging up too much dirt. She's subsequently exposed to intense electroshock therapy. The possessed Jed Potter undergoes an exorcism at Briarcliff, but this ends up killing the poor kid, and the demon transfers over to Sister Mary Eunice. That's some bad news for the asylum.
Dr. Thredson breaks Lana out of Briarcliff, but it turns out he's actually the real Bloody Face. She manages to escape, but then gets into a car accident and ends up back in the asylum in one of the worst bits of bad luck in TV history. Sister Jude is stripped of her duties and committed to the asylum after she's framed for the murder of Frank. She too undergoes some painful therapy. 1965, the possessed Sister Mary Eunice is thrown from the top of the stairs by Monsignor Howard. After a kiss from the Angel of Death, Mary and the demon pass on. Arthur Arden decides to burn himself alive as well when he realizes Mary Eunice is dead. Lana exposes Thredson as Bloody Face and kills him at his home.
Prison's too good for you.
She would later give birth to his son Johnny Morgan and put him up for adoption. The Catholic Church then sold the Briarcliff Manor to the state of Massachusetts. In '67, Alma Walker breaks up the seemingly happy Walker home by killing Grace. She's still shaken up by the aliens. Kit commits Alma to the asylum. In 1967, Valerie Solanas publishes the Scum Manifesto, relocates to San Francisco, and founds the cult, the Society for Cutting Up Men.
In 1968, 2 nurses are killed in the R. Franklin murders at the murder house. On June 3rd, Valerie Solanas tries to shoot and kill Andy Warhol. Fortunately, she fails, and Scum attempts to take credit for the Zodiac killings.
In 1969, Lana Winters publishes her best-selling book chronicling her fight for survival against Bloody Face. On August 9th, Charles Manson orders his followers to terrorize the home of director Roman Polanski. Helter Skelter would take the lives of a handful of innocent people, including Polanski's pregnant wife, Sharon Tate. In the spring of 1970, Kit Walker frees Judy Martin from Briarcliff. She would live with his family for a few months prior to her passing. Now, in the summer of 1970, Lavinia, now known as the Lady in White, motivated Margaret Booth to murder another camp full of counselors. The, quote, worst summer camp massacre of all time took the lives of 10 people, including poor Jonas, who had no clue what was happening. Apparently, Lavinia didn't like how close Margaret was getting with Benji. She still blamed him for Bobby's death, so this was a form of payback for her. Margaret then framed Benji for the massacre and pretended to be the sole survivor of his killing spree. In 1971, Briarcliff Manor is finally shut down and abandoned. Timothy Howard, now a cardinal, kills himself.
One late night in Miss Robishaw's academy, Fiona Good slits the throat of Anna Leigh Layton. She would soon take over as the next Supreme.
I'll see you burn in hell first.
Fun. Save me a spot.
1972, Constance ends her acting career after giving birth to a baby girl, Adelaide Langdon.
In 1973, a new family moves into the Roanoke house, the Chen family. Unsurprisingly, they are soon killed by the butcher.
That same year, let's check back in on Richard Ramirez. Just a teenager, Ramirez witnesses cousin Miguel, who served in Vietnam, shoot and kill his wife.
In 1977, Constance has another child. Tate Langdon is born. That same year, Ramona Royale dreams of becoming a Hollywood star and meets with the Countess in LA. She turns Ramona into a vampire and the two become lovers.
By 1978, the murder house is completely abandoned, except, of course, for the spirits that are forever imprisoned there. One of them, the Infantata, kills twin brothers Troy and Brian.
In 1980, Kit Walker is diagnosed with cancer, but he's visited one last time by the extraterrestrials. Elsewhere in 1980, Donna Chambers believes her dad David is having an affair, so she camps outside his house, waits for him to bring home a woman, and catches him in the act of grotesquely murdering the poor woman. Turns out David is a damn serial killer. He confesses everything to his daughter and then commits suicide.
A few years later, in 1983, Brooke Thompson has her dream wedding that turns into a nightmare. Her fiancé Joey accuses her of cheating with his best man, so he kills his would-be father-in-law, his best man Sam, and then himself. Another 1984 camp counselor, Ray Powell, accidentally kills one of his frat's young pledges. Well, some of it was an accident, but then he tried to cover it up by driving him off a cliff.
Constance murders her husband Hugo and the maid Moira O'Hara after finding out about their affair. 1984, Nick Pryor checks into Hotel Cortez and meets with the Countess, who helps her transform into Liz Taylor.
You dress like a man, walk like a man, but you smell like a woman.
Liz takes a job as the bartender in the Blue Parrot Lounge at the hotel. That brings us to the summer of '84. Donna Chambers is full-on obsessed with serial killers. She learns about Benjamin Richter's story, aka Mr. Jingles, and makes a deal with him. She would help him break out of Red Meadows Asylum in order to further steady him on his quest for revenge. Not the smartest idea, Donna. Donna then jumps Nurse Rita at a gas station and assumes her identity at Camp Redwood. Poor Nurse Rita was just looking to make some extra cash that summer.
Montana makes her own deal. After hooking up with Richard Ramirez post-murder, she asked him to help kill Brooke, whom she blames for her brother Joey's suicide. This is when the Night Stalker starts his killing spree. On the show, he breaks into Brooke's house and nearly kills her. Luckily, she fights him off and he leaves with only some jewelry.
On July 1st of 1984, Camp Redwood reopens. The aerobics crew of Xavier, Montana, Brooke, Ray, and Chet all decide to get summer jobs as camp counselors. But none of them did a proper background check. Would have been good to know about the multiple massacres here. They soon meet Margaret, Chef Birdie, and the fake Nurse Rita, aka Donna, and Trevor, of course. This coincides with Mr. Jingles' escape from Red Meadows.
Dr. Karen Hopel is killed by Mr. Jingles, who also kills Blake, who was blackmailing Xavier. Ramirez attacks Brooke, but again she gets away. And then he re-murders Jonas, who was already dead. It gets worse for the group. Chet falls into a ditch and nearly dies, and then the real Nurse Rita is killed horrifically by Jingles.
Then Xavier is nearly burned alive in an oven, but is saved by Chef Birdie. He then puts her out of her misery after the Mr. Jingles attack. Jingles then decapitates Ray as he's trying to escape on motorcycle. Margaret and Ramirez call a truce. She then stabs Trevor to frame Jingles yet again. Then she drowns Chet in the middle of the lake. Then Donna attacks Brooke and leaves her in a trap for her serial killer specimen. Donna sucks.
Ramirez and Jingles square off and Richter kills him. But then Satan resurrects the Night Stalker as Donna watches on.
Please don't know. Zoom.
Xavier shows off his bow and arrow skills and makes target practice out of Jingles. Unfortunately, Jingles is also resurrected by Satan. Margaret kills Xavier and Brooke takes care of Montana as a bus full of school children arrive at the campground. And Margaret again plays the sole survivor and frames Brooke for the massacre.
Literally everyone who died is now stuck on the campground as a ghost, except for the two serial killers, Richter and Ramirez, who drive back to LA. The following year, we catch up with Richter and Ramirez, and things are a bit rocky. That's because Ramirez wants to continue killing, and Richter really isn't into it anymore. So Richter gives him up. Ramirez is chased down by an angry mob who recognize him, and he's quickly arrested. Over in Margaret Land, we find out that Trevor survived that fateful night at Camp Redwood. He blackmails Margaret for a whole lot of money, but she insists that they get married instead. Okay, sure.
In 1988, the butcher murders Miranda and Bridget Jane after they move into the Roanoke house.
Halloween night of that year, Miriam Mead notches kill number 1 as a Mossad agent. In 1989, Hayden McLean is born.
In the same year, Margaret has killed now a whole bunch of people and has gotten away with it for years. She also becomes a real estate mogul of sorts, owning some of the most horrific properties out there, including Briarcliff Manor. She makes a fortune turning these spots into tourist attractions. Meanwhile, Brooke is on death row and Ramirez is trying to get her to accept Satan, but she isn't having it. This show is weird.
I gutted that bitch from the inside out. And now she's in hell licking Satan's balls.
She should be so lucky! Good old Benji has really turned his life around. He changed his name, moved to Alaska, and started a family. You knew this was going to end badly, though. Ramirez escapes from prison and kills Richter's wife. Brooke is then executed by lethal injection, but then Donna brings her back to life. Together, they team up to get revenge on Margaret. Benjamin has no choice at this point but to return to Camp Redwood and get revenge on Ramirez. Unfortunately, he's captured by the ghosts, and then he meets with his mother. She's not happy. Eventually, she talks her son into committing suicide in order to stop Ramirez. She would eventually reunite with him and his younger brother, Bobby.
You brought him back to me, and I am eternally grateful.
Meanwhile, Brooke and Donna pick up a hitchhiker named Bruce. Turns out he's a serial killer in training. When he gets to the camp, he teams up with Margaret and Ramirez. Margaret plans a big music festival at Camp Redwood. Unfortunately, Ramirez can't stop killing, and he murders Kaja Gugu. Stacy from the National Enquirer blackmails Brooke and Donna and forces them to take her to Camp Redwood and share the full story. Things don't end well for Stacy. Rittker and Ramirez fight again. Margaret shoots Benji. She also shoots Trevor outside of the campgrounds, but thanks to Brooke, he's able to get back inside before he dies so that he can be with Montana. Trevor then kills Bruce, but they make sure he isn't on the campground so he can't return. They tried to do the same thing with Margaret, but they didn't plan it out correctly.
Unfortunately, Brooke dies as well, or so we thought. Oh, and the ghosts got their revenge on Ramirez. They team up and kill him. Then they form a death watch. Every time he is resurrected by Satan, someone is there to kill him again. They do this for multiple decades.
In 1991, Hank Fox goes on his first witch hunt with his father.
By 1993, Larry Harvey and his family move into the murder house. He starts an affair with Constance Langdon, but Larry's wife Lorraine finds out about it.
She sets the place on fire, killing herself and their 2 daughters. Next, Constance, Tate, Bo, and Addie move back into the murder house.
That same year, Sally McKenna writes music for Nick Harley and Tina Black. Then they all do a bunch of drugs and Sally sews them all together. Nick and Tina overdose, so she's stuck to their dead corpses for 5 days. That's when the addiction demon is created. He has wax-like skin and attacks people with a drill bit dildo. 1994, in the murder house, Constance motivates Larry to kill Beauregard. Tate then sets fire to Larry at his office and massacres 15 students at his high school. The SWAT team kills Tate in the murder house.
In 1994, Sally becomes a spirit of the Hotel Cortez after being murdered by Donovan's mother, Iris. On October 11, 1997, Elias Cunningham filmed video about the history of the Roanoke House.
Let's skip ahead to 2007. The voodoo queen Marie Laveau hires a witch hunter, Hank Fox, who's actually married to a witch, Cordelia. In 2010, the new murder house homeowners, Chad and Patrick, are killed by Tate Langdon in the Rubberman outfit.
LAPD homicide detective John Lowe investigates the trial of murders that led him to the Hotel Cortez. He soon meets James Marsh, who convinces John to finish his 10 Commandments killings.
In 2011, the Harmon family hires the worst realtor in history and chooses the murder house as their new home. Vivian soon gets pregnant with twin babies, one of which is Ben's and the other Tate Langdon's, who was posing as Ben in the Rubberman outfit. On Halloween night, Addie dies in a hit-and-run accident. Constance tries to move her body onto the murder house property, but fails.
Violet Harmon overdoses on pills after finding out the truth about Tate.
In 2012, Vivian gives birth to Michael Langdon in a horrifically violent labor that takes her own life and Ben's child. Constance takes her grandson Michael to raise as her own. That same year, Cordelia takes in Queenie after hearing a news report about her powers.
Oliver Thredson and Lana Winter's son, Johnny Morgan, assumes the identity of Bloodyface. He murders a whole bunch of people, including some unfortunate honeymooners, some Bloodyface copycats, his therapist, and a prostitute. Johnny finally confronts his mom, who ends up shooting and killing him.
By the end of 2012, the dead Harmon celebrate a relatively happy Christmas together. I guess as happy as you could be if you're dead. But Tate and Hayden aren't welcome.
Smoke crazy ass shit every motherfucking year, every month. Damn. We got that witch life. All that type of crazy shit. All the crazy people think they witches and shit. Why? People think they witches and demons. Mentally gone.
Seen bringing a bird back to life. Zoe Benson accidentally kills her boyfriend during sex and is sent to Miss Robichaux's academy. Madison Montgomery is raped at a frat party. She uses her powers to flip their bus, killing nearly all of them. And Zoe finishes off one of them in the hospital.
Fiona digs up Delphine LaLaurie, Misty Day resurrects herself, and Madison and Zoe bring zombie Kyle back to life. Fiona eventually becomes threatened by Madison and accidentally, yeah right, kills her in front of Spaulding. It's eerily similar to how she killed Anna Lee Layton. Cordelia is blinded after an acid attack while enjoying a drink at a New Orleans bar. Good news though, she gained the power of the sight. Myrtle is framed for the acid attack and burned at the stake. Thankfully, Misty finds her and brings her back to life.
Zoe, Queenie, and Nan accidentally summon the Axeman. Madison is resurrected by Misty and Zoe.
And Cordelia realizes that Fiona killed Madison. Myrtle kills Quentin and Pembroke and restores Cordelia's eyesight with their eyes. Then Queenie kills Hank during his shooting rampage.
2014, Fiona and Marie kill Nan. They have a funeral for her. Then Fiona, Marie, and the Axemen kill the secret witch hunter organization.
Queenie then kills Delphine, and the Coven teams up to kill the Axeman. Then they hold the test of the 7 wonders. Everyone dies during the trials except for Madison, who is strangled to death by Kyle. Cordelia passes all the tests and brings Zoe back to life, making her the new Supreme. She then opens up the academy and welcomes in young ladies from around the world. Myrtle is burned at the stake on her own wishes, and Fiona dies in her daughter's arms.
Around this time, the Warlocks move the Hawthorne School for Exceptional Young Men into an underground bunker to keep it hidden from the public. Elsewhere, Kai and Vincent Anderson's parents are killed in a murder-suicide. The brothers keep their bodies locked up in their bedroom.
Matt and Shelby Miller move into the Roanoke house, but they're soon attacked by the spirits. Thanks to Lee and Elias, they survive the attack and move out. Elias isn't so lucky. In the summer of 2015, My Roanoke Nightmare starts production. It's a documentary reenactment of the Roanoke incident and becomes a critically acclaimed TV hit.
That same year, Kai and Winter visit the Judgment House run by Pastor Charles. They free all the captives and kill the twisted pastor.
Hotel Cortez is bought by fashion designer Will Drake. Drake will soon marry the Countess. Marcy, yes, that Marcy, brokers the deal. Queenie checks into the hotel after magically winning some tickets to The Price is Right. Thanks, Cordelia. Unfortunately, she's attacked by Ramona and then killed by March. Queenie is trapped in the hotel for a few years. The Countess tries to leave the hotel, but is shot and killed by John for his final kill. Thou shalt not commit murder. He puts the Countess's head on a trophy. The ghost of the Countess reveals to March that she didn't turn him into the police. It was actually Hazel. March banishes her, and the Countess is stuck with March for eternity.
A young Michael Langdon starts to kill first small animals and then people. He grows an entire decade overnight. Constance can no longer raise him. She commits suicide in the murder house, joining her children. Ben Harmon tries to help Michael, but Tate rejects him as pure evil.
Not even I could create something as monstrous, as evil as you. You stay away from me.
Michael lashes out and kills the new homeowners.
Miriam Meade and the Satanists make a visit, and after the satanic ceremony, Michael proclaims Satan as his father. Vivian tries to kill Michael, but fails. He almost kills her, but is saved by Tate. Against her wishes, Myrtle Snow is resurrected by Cordelia. Cordelia attempts to save Queenie from Hotel Cortez, but she fails. Apparently, she's not strong enough.
In October 2016, the Roanoke TV sequel, Return to Roanoke, begins filming. During the blood moon. Really smart, guys. Rory Monahan is killed by the Jane Ghost while Sydney and crew are murdered by Agnes. Lee, Monet, and Audrey are captured by the Polk family. They start cutting off small pieces of Lee's flesh and feed it to Audrey and Monet.
Luckily, they trick and kill Jethro Polk. Lee escapes and frees Audrey. She then kills Mama Polk. Meanwhile, Matt is seduced by Scathach, and he comes clean that he returned to the house for the witch.
I'm in love with her, Shelby. She's the reason I came back.
That sends Shelby into a violent rage, and she murders Matt. Agnes returns with the mob, but then actual members of the Roanoke colony appear. She's butchered by Thomas and White. Shelby commits suicide with the butcher's knife, which is pretty fitting. Lee and Audrey return and blame the murders on Dominic, so they lock him outside the bedroom. Piggy Man slaughters him. The next day of filming, a blogger gets his throat slit. Monet is impaled by a wooden shaft. Dylan is disemboweled, and more bloggers are slaughtered. What will it take to end production on this show? Jesus. Finally, the next day, Audrey is shot by the police after attempting to kill Lee. In November of 2016, Donald Trump is elected as the new president of the United States. This triggers Allie.
Kai meets with BB Babbitt, who encourages his extremism. He soon recruits Gary, Harrison, and Meadow. Serena Belinda is murdered on camera during a news report.
In 2017, Michael is arrested for killing a butcher, but the warlock Ariel frees him. His powers are tested by the warlocks at the Hawthorne School, who believe he is the Alpha, the only one to help overpower the Coven and their supreme Cordelia. During a meeting with the Coven, Michael travels to Hotel Cortez and brings Queenie back from the dead. He then travels to Madison's retail hell and brings her back. Michael returns to the school with both of the witches, much to Cordelia's shock.
While unconscious, Cordelia has a vision of the apocalyptic future ruled over by Satan. Michael Langdon is put through the 7 wonders and passes them. He even brings Misty Day back from hell.
Cordelia sends Madison and Behold to get more info about Michael. They visit the murder house and find out that he's pure evil. He's the literal Antichrist. They leave the murder house in peace, helping Violet reunite with Tate and Vivian with Ben.
The Coven believes it has found the next Supreme. Mallory demonstrates vast powers they have never seen, bringing life back from the dead and restoring youth. She takes the 7 wonders test and passes all of them, including bringing Moore back from the dead, who tells everyone that he was murdered.
Ariel, Baldwin, and Meade are then burned at the stake. Michael comes across their bodies and vows revenge on the entire Coven. He stumbles into the Church of Satan and is quickly worshipped as the son of Satan. He meets with the billionaire owners of Caneros Robotics, Jeff and Mutt. They build him a Robo-Ms. Meade with a gun for an arm.
Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
By February 2017, Allie's fears are intensified. She's attacked by a group of clowns during a late-night market run. Kai runs for the vacant seat on the city council. The Changs are murdered by the cult and the Wiltons move in. Not suspicious at all. Allie accidentally shoots her employee, Pedro.
Bob Thompson is killed by the cult, as well as RJ, the poor cameraman. Sally wants to run against Kai, but is murdered before she can do so. In April, during one of Kai's rallies, Meadow opens fire on innocent people. She shoots Kai and murders others before committing suicide. Allie is arrested for the shooting. Kai wins the election and becomes the new city councilman. Ivy kills Harrison, Winter kills Detective Samuels, and Kai kills his brother Vincent. Allie actually joins Kai's cult, and then she poisons Ivy during dinner.
Allie then finds out that Kai isn't Oz's biological father. Kai strangles his sister Winter after he believes she betrayed him. Kai plans the Night of 1,000 Tales, but the FBI arrests Kai and kills many of his followers.
November of 2017, the Lana Winters special airs on live TV. Winters comes out of retirement to interview Lee Harris, the lone survivor of Return to Roanoke. Lot Polk barges into the interview and tries to kill Lee, but is shot down by the police.
Time's up, Lee.
Later that month, more people decide to film in the Roanoke house. Unsurprisingly, they're all killed. When will anyone learn?
On November 19th, Lee kills herself and the Roanoke house bursts into flames. Thank God that house is gone. In 2018, Kai escapes prison and attacks Allie at her own political rally. He's shot in the head by Beverly Hope. November 6th, Allie wins the Michigan Democratic seat for state senator, and it's revealed that she's leading the newly reformed Scum. That same year, Michael plots with Dina to take down the Coven. He ends up giving her a talk show. Michael and Meade are able to get inside the academy, and they kill Bubbles, Zoe, Queenie, and others. Cordelia, Myrtle, Madison, Mallory, and Coco are able to escape. Michael soon learns about the Cooperative, who are made up of Satan worshippers. They control the entire nuclear arsenal of the world.
Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
The Coven is running out of time. Only option is Tempus Infinitum. Mallory attempts to travel back in time. Cordelia and Myrtle find all the warlocks and their students dead at the Hawthorne School. Jeff and Mutt give Miss Venable an outpost to be in charge of and make her own rules. Michael and Meade meet with the Cooperative and build out bunker outposts for the select survivors. They then...
God damn, they did an awfully lot of shit. Killing and shit. Those be real life stories. Yes. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Let's see something. Give me one of them guys from Monday.
Where?
See birthday. Tennessee. Ah, motherfucker. You see a little one? Yeah, just.
Yeah.
Ain't no little one.
Mm. Look like it, but it don't look. Look at it. Oh. Hey. Yeah. It's a little one. Yeah. God. He got for a second. He.
So go ahead.
Hmm.
So go ahead.
Oh shit. Oh.
Shit. Damn.